Welcome back. Around 40 organizations, including trade unions, social movements, as well as human rights groups, have united to form the campaign to scrap the labor law amendment bills. They gathered outside NEDLAC offices in Rosebank this week, calling for the withdrawal of 4 proposed labor law amendment bills. Organizers say the bills would introduce 47 amendments to the Labor Relations Act, 13 to the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, and 2 to the National Minimum Wage Act, and 3 to the Employment Equity Act. Joining me now is Patrick Mlaba from the Orange Farm Human Rights Advice Center and spokesperson for the Legal Advice Centers. Dr. Mlaba, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. So perhaps let's begin with what the organizations themselves believe is the spirit in terms of the amendment of these acts. Who does it best serve in terms of the changes that we'd be seeing in these various acts that I've already mentioned?
Good evening, Lesejo, and good evening to your listeners who are watching this interview at this time. Lesejo, I must say, we know if this amendment bill, the government get passed it, the people that are going to suffer most is the workers. The temporary employees. We know at the moment the government has introduced the programs, which we don't understand why these programs have been going on and on for the past 5 years. The employees of those programs, I'm talking about EPWP, CWP, and casual health workers. These employees, they've been signing contracts over and over. So we have seen that these programs, they are sustainable programs. They can create jobs. So the question is why these programs are not made permanent jobs for these employees. Because we have realized that the government has an austerity attitude in approaching these issues. The reason why these employees cannot get permanent job is because it's tenders for a certain people. Meaning, if you have the tender in place, these tenders, they are putting something in somebody's pockets. So the interest of the employees are not considered in these tenders. So the problem with this amendment bill is going to create a more loss of jobs. We have a problem in South Africa of people who are not working. We have seen that government have failed to create jobs. And even now, they've been promising and promising, but the only thing that we are seeing is the reduction of employment. Now, let's come to these real issues now that we're facing with. With this amendment bill, we are going to see employers having more powers to fire and hire the employees. So what is going to happen is with this amendment bill, we know. So before the end of this probation period, the employer can just simply tell you that you can stay at home, then they employ the new one. Because this amendment bill is going to give them the power to do that. They will be legally, we won't even take them to CCMA. And then the other thing is...
Yes, Patrick, I mean, we seem to have lost you there for a bit, but I really want you to unpack some of those, the amendments. I mean, the ending of formal disciplinary hearings, small businesses will be able to fire without even having a conversation, as well as new workers that are on probation can be fired within the first 3 months. Why would such amendments be made?
Yes, that's correct, Katle. You are quite right. You are quite right. That's why we are saying this amendment bill is going to give more powers to employers. Remember now, if the employer want to charge you for misconduct, first they must suspend you, and before they suspend you, they must have what we normally call it a pre-hearing. Ask you if they've got reasons to suspend you or not. But with this one, that process falls away. Even if, say, for example, they charge you, there will be no more a proper approach to hearing, there will be no more formal hearing. Let me just put it straightforward. They can simply tell you that they are done with you. And the bad part of that, Katleho, if you are fired or you are dismissed, the normal way that they normally use, you can't take that matter to CCMA anymore. You have to go straight to labor court. Now, with these employees, we know the employees, they don't earn much. They call it a minimum wage, which we are also against with that. We have been calling on and on that we don't want minimum wage, we want a living wage. Now, say, for example, we are dismissed at work. Now you can't approach CCMA. You must go straight to labor court. Where are you going to get money to pay lawyers? How are you going to approach lawyers? Because if you want to consult with the lawyer, the first thing, when you knock at the door of the lawyer, they want you 1,500. Where are you going to get that 1,500? So it's simple to say to employers, now it's going to be very simple. It's going to be very easy to exercise that process. Now let's come to this other one, whereby the women that they are going to be disadvantaged. As we have seen that it's happening now. We have been getting calls from the employees. Let me make an example with the one call that I've got during the day. The employee was on maternity leave for 3 months. She went on maternity leave for 3 months. When she go to Department of Labor to check if she is registered, only to find she's not registered, and she has been working for that company for 6 years. Now, those are the things that are happening. The employers, they keep on harassing the employees, victimizing the employees. They don't care about the benefits of the employees that they're supposed to get or the entitlement of the employees that they're supposed to have. We know when you are permanently employed, you need to have the permanent, the benefits that are due to you. But employers, they just ignore these things.
So, Patrick, I mean...
And some of the unions, they know these things.
They do, but some of the unions, being COSATU themselves, has come out in saying that while they're not happy with all aspects of these proposed amendments, it's incorrect, rather, they're saying, to claim that the workers' rights and protections are being removed. What's your take on that statement?
Katleo, I'm surprised with COSATU when they say that. Okay, let me start here. When they negotiate this thing, why they didn't communicate with their members? Why their members are not aware of this amendment bill? Why this amendment bill have been discussed? If all these things had happened. Now, now tell me, if now, say for example, the employer calls you in, they want to charge you maybe, or there's something that they don't understand with you, but the intention is to say they want to take you to hearing. Remember, with this new one, the amendment bill that they want to put in place, you are no more represented by this word they call a dialogue. Dialogue is a communication between the two parties. The union representative is not supposed to be there. Are you saying you are representing the interests of the employees when you are not even supposed to be part of the communication between your member and the employer? That's not true. That's not right. What we are asking from all those big trade unions, we want them to come together and join us in this campaign. The only challenge that we have with these three unions, for the fact that this amendment, the process was done secretly, their members, everything. Before you put your signature on the paper, you must consult with their members. It must be a public hearing. It must be a public consultation. You can't just take a decision without the presence of your members, without the mandate of your president. Who are you representing then? If you don't have a mandate from your members, who are you representing?
All right, Patrick
You are representing yourself. You are representing yourself.
All right, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we missed some parts there. I think there was an issue with the network, but I suppose the gist is that consultative process that needed to take place between unions and members. But of course, the organizations that have come together have marched to Netlec in opposing some of these amendments that have been made. Thank you so much for your time, Patrick Mlaba from the Orange Farm Human Rights Advice Centre, as well as the spokesperson for the Legal Advice Centres.